Hello everyone, Dark Blaine here, back playing some more AFK Arena. And in this video, I'm going to review Titus, the new Celestial hero. He's on the test server, so I just want to go and look at his skills, look at his signature item, and then also look at his furniture. So let's get on with the video. Okay, I'm going to go over to the portraits, to where Titus's portrait is. And he should be pretty early here. There he is. Don't even have to scroll down for him. So yeah, I'm just going to go and look at his skills first. And I'm going to start with his ultimate ability. And yeah, he honestly looks really cool. Titus honestly looks like a really cool hero. So let's look at his ultimate skill first. So this one is called Temple Guardian. It has a passive part to it. Titus is immune to control effects throughout battles and receives 35% less damage. At the start of battle, Titus enters a dormant state until his ultimate ability is activated. While in an active state, Titus expends 50 energy points per second and his energy recovery is reduced by 60%. And his attack rating is increased by 20%. Each normal attack expends 25 energy points and deals 150% AoE damage. Once all Titus's energy has been exhausted, he re-enters a dormant state. And at level 2, once activated, Titus deals one attack to inflict 300% damage on all enemies, simultaneously stunning them for 2 seconds. And at level 3, once activated, Titus deals one attack to inflict 350% damage on all enemies, simultaneously stunning them for 2 seconds. So, first, Titus is immune to control effects throughout battles, and he's also receives 35% less damage with this ultimate ability. And he starts out in a dormant state at the beginning of the battle, and then when his ultimate ability is activated, he will become active, and he'll get all these buffs here. And somewhat debuffs. He will expend 50 energy points, and his energy recovery rate will be reduced by 60%. But his attack rating will be increased by 20%. So yeah, and his normal attacks will expend 25 energy points, and it'll deal 150% AoE damage. And then when all the energy has been exhausted, he will go back to his dormant state. So it sounds like a pretty interesting ability here. I mean, he's going to be dormant. He's going to be dormant until he's able to use his ultimate ability, which sounds pretty bad, considering that you really want your heroes to attack, really. And it sounds like Titus won't be doing that until his ultimate ability is active. So yeah, we'll have to see about this one. Honestly, the buffs sound really good though from it. Let's go over to his second ability, Energy Absorption. This is a passive ability here. Excluding Titus and summoned targets, whenever each target on the battlefield respectively receives damage, including damage received by shields equal to 8% of their max health, the target will produce an energy orb which Titus absorbs, allowing him to recover 80 energy points. Each character may only produce an energy orb once every 1 second. And at level 2, after absorbing 4 energy orbs from strength-based heroes, the percentage of damage that Titus receives is reduced by 15%. And at level 3, after absorbing 4 energy orbs from agility-based heroes, Titus' crit rating is increased by 30%. And at level 4, after absorbing 4 energy orbs from intelligence-based heroes, Titus recovers 20% of his max health. This effect can only be triggered once. So I can't tell if this one's talking about your heroes, or if it's talking about the enemy heroes, or even if it's talking about both heroes in this scenario. But yeah, it's saying It's saying that whenever a target on the battlefield receives damage equal to 8% of their max health, they will produce an energy orb, and then Titus will absorb that orb, recovering 80 energy points. And assuming that it's saying you'll after absorbing 4 orbs of each class of hero here, I'm assuming it means that both the your ally side and the enemy side can produce orbs. That's what I'm thinking this ability is saying here. Though this one sounds pretty interesting. I'm not quite sure which side or even both sides are producing energy orbs here. Okay, let's move on to the third skill here. It's called Spiral. Titus continuously spins both arms in a spiral motion, dealing 170% damage every 0.5 seconds to nearby enemies, also knocking them backwards. While spinning, Titus consumes an additional 75 energy points per second before Titus's energy is exhausted. He will spin for at least 2 seconds. Once Titus's energy drops below 400 points, he will stop spinning. So I'm assuming that this ability will only be active once Titus is in his active state. And at level 2, damage is increased to 200%, and level 3 damage is increased to 220%. So, yeah, he's doing some damage here, which is pretty much what this ability is about here, and is also knocking enemies backward. So it sounds pretty good there. So let's move on to his fourth and final skill, Guardian Shield. This one's another passive ability. At the start of battles, while in a dormant state, Titus deploys a defensive shield that exists for 7 seconds, which is able to mitigate damage equal to 1200% of Titus's own attack rating for himself and his allies, during which time Titus is unable to use his ultimate ability. And at level 2, mitigates damage equal to 1500% of Titus's attack rating. And at level 3, mitigates damage equal to 1800% of Titus's attack rating. So this one is going to be going off when Titus is in his dormant state. He will deploy a shield for 7 seconds, and this shield will be able to mitigate quite a bit of damage. With his level 3, 1800% of Titus's attack rating, I'm hoping that'll be quite a bit of damage mitigated. So this one definitely sounds really good for an ability. Okay, those are all 4 of his skills. I'm going to go over to his signature item now. It's called Mountain Star, and the signature item skill, Final Aegis. When 3 or more energy orbs have been respectively absorbed from Strength, Agility, and Intelligence-based heroes, the ability Final Aegis is unlocked. When this ability is used, all enemies within a certain range shall be dealt 250% damage. This ability has a cooldown time of 8 seconds. So it's when he collects enough energy orbs from all 3 of these classes here, he'll be able to use an ability where in a certain range, when an enemy is in a certain range, they'll be dealt 250% damage. That one sounds pretty good as an initial state here. And with his plus 10, damage is increased to 280%. And plus 20, damage is increased to 300%. And at a plus 30, damage is increased to 350%. Ability's cooldown time is reduced to 6 seconds. So this signature item is pretty simple. It's just increasing the amount of damage it's doing. So I'm thinking pretty much get him to his plus 30 for that 350% damage, and also for that 2-second reduced cooldown time as well. I would say plus 30 would be a pretty good point for Titus. Yeah, that signature item seems pretty simple enough. Let's move on to his furniture. See what his furniture has to do. Let's see. It's called Titan's Surge. With his 3 of 9, when Titus goes from an active state into a dormant state, he covers 150 energy points every second for the following 5 seconds. So this one, he's pretty much just gaining energy, which is really good, and he's gaining energy, 150 energy points every second for 5 seconds. So he's gaining quite a bit of energy from that one. And then at his 9 of 9 furniture, when Titus goes from a dormant state into an active state, he recovers 8% of his max health every second for the following 5 seconds. So he's gaining 8% for 5 seconds of his max health when he goes from his dormant state into an active state, which that also sounds pretty good. I mean, it's not really that much healing, but it might just be useful to get that, because that will happen every time he goes from a dormant to an active state. This doesn't say anything about only happening once or twice. So I'm assuming both of these are going to happen every time he goes in between states here. So I'm saying possibly get him to his 9 of 9 furniture as well for that health recovery. And it's max health recovery, so if his max health is pretty high, he'll be able to gain quite a bit of health every second. Okay, so those are his signature items and his furniture. And this is going to be pretty much the end of the video. I just wanted to look at his skills and his signature item and his furniture. I would say probably get him to his plus 30 and his 9 of 9 furniture. That's what I'm predicting for Titus. I could be wrong though on that one. So thank you guys for watching. If you haven't already, subscribe, like, and comment anything you want me to do in AFK Arena, and I might do it in the future. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. See you later.